Make some noise, get excited for Shaun Fletcher, everybody. Give it up for Shaun Fletcher.
How y'all doing? I have to apologize for my voice. I woke up this morning channeling Johnny Cash. I'm just gonna have to deal with it. I'm not really a comedian. I'm actually just doing this to, subsidize my, career as a budding waiter. And being a waiter is great because it allows you to, amazing insight into how weird people are. And lately, the thing that's bothered me the most is how everybody's got to photograph their food now. Have you seen this? Everybody goes out to dinner and they will not put anything in their mouth until they whip out the camera phone and take a picture of it. And I'm like, even on a date, they're on a date and they're like, got to take a picture of it. And I'm wondering, as this date progresses and they're like, they're getting busy, do they actually whip out the camera before they go down on each other? I mean, which brings us to those, naked pictures on the phone. How many people out here have a naked picture on your phone? Okay. Wow, a room full of liars. Okay. We know it's a bad idea, but everybody's got them. And it's just, you're like going to your coworkers. There's that trip to Disney, Oh, there's Mickey. There's Pluto. There's Daffy. There's my dick. Ooh. You'd think we would have learned something from our celebrities. And I saw this on TV. This is where this takes the cake. This woman takes her phone in to get it fixed. Techie finds her naked photos. Techie steals her naked photos, shares them with his coworker, and then shares them with a random customer. Customer turns out to be original woman's coworker as well. So he tells her. Now the techies are under arrest. It's crazy, right? But what's really crazy? The woman had 46 naked pictures of herself on her phone. Who needs 46 naked pictures of yourself on your phone? She's basically walking around with her America's Next Top Model portfolio for her vagina. It just doesn't make any sense. I mean, you would think you would learn. How many times have you sent that naked pic to your grandma or whatever? Sometimes even by accident. Now for the gays, it's kind of a different story because you kind of have to have a naked picture on your photo, or it's just how we communicate these days. Because the gays don't go to gay bars anymore. Gay bars are where straight girls go to get ridiculously drunk. So there's just no point in the gays going there anymore. So we use online apps and phone apps and stuff, and the general conversation will be something like, hi, okay, hey, show me your dick. So, if you don't have a dick pic, you are never going to get a husband. And speaking of the husband thing too, this is a point for me. It is so complicated being gay now with the gay marriage thing. It has really messed with my head. The gays are getting married. It used to be when I was making out with a guy and he had a wedding ring on, I knew he was straight. I mean, we all know the real difference between gay guys and straight guys is that gay guys sleep only with men. But, I should backtrack here just a little bit and let you know I'm not gay. But don't get me wrong, I don't have anything against the gays. Some of my best, sex has been with the gays. I'm just not gay, I just can't do that. I don't like I hate everything about brunch. But more seriously, I really just hate the word, the word gay. It's basically you're breaking the world down into heterosexual and happy. And believe me, a lot of the gays aren't happy either. But there was a time when the gays, were happy. There was the sexual revolution and everybody was doing everybody, in the 70s. Sure, everybody was in the closet back then, but then, there were 5 other guys in there and they're all having sex. But then, along comes, AIDS. It's like, yeah, AIDS is like a total bummer. But, yeah, AIDS did to gay sex what pregnancy did to straight sex a long time ago. This sort of made you have to think about it, consequences. But I gotta say, there is, if there's anything to be gay about being gay, it's that I don't have to cuddle. Because guys don't cuddle. It's like, ladies, if a guy tells you he likes to cuddle, he is a liar. And there are, you can use this to your advantage in certain situations. If you're in one of those, movie or an airplane, one of those situations where you have one armrest and you want it, you don't want to share it, you want it, you fucking want it. Don't get into the elbow pushing match if it's a guy next to you. You're not going to win. Just cuddle with the guy. If he doesn't move 3 seats over, you're at least going to get the armrest. But I gotta say, it's got to be a guy doing that, because if you try that and it's a girl, not only are you going to have to share the armrest, she's probably changing her relationship status on Facebook. That's it for me.
Shaun Fletcher, everybody, give it up for him. Yes.